Drop it. Yeah.
Now what is going on, everybody? My name is Flexible and today I got another deck profile for you. This time I want to show you my FTK Exodia deck. Now keep in mind, before I start the profile, I want to just mention real quick, I played this at the locals once and I went 0-4, so I don't recommend this deck if you want to really do something at tournaments or whatever. The only environment where you could reliably play this deck is like casually against friends who never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Or who play some really low level decks or whatever. So I'm not trying to say this is like the ultimate tier 0 FTK deck or whatever. It's just for fun, but because I love Exodia ever since, and especially after I started like a year and a half ago, I've tried to get some like solid Exodia decks, and I thought this FTK deck that I found online was pretty cool. So let's hop into it. Now obviously every Exodia deck has to have the 5 pieces of the almighty, the forbidden one, the Exodia. Don't have much to say. Have all 5 cards in the hand, you win the duel. Pretty standard stuff for any Exodia deck. Then the next one is I play 3 Royal Magic Libraries. Every time you activate a spell card, you get a counter on the card, and then you can remove 3 counters, which is also the maximum amount of counters you can hold, to draw a card. So basically, since we play a lot of draw cards, you almost even double down on the draws that you perform through your spells alone by having this one on your field. And this is also the biggest weakness of the deck, because it doesn't really work if you don't have the library on field, so not opening it or like drawing into it way too late or whatever can really hurt the combo, quote unquote, if you can call that. But yeah, this is very important for the game plan of the deck. Then I play a little Blue Eyes engine, so I play 2 White Stone of Legends, 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 1 Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, and then let me get this out of the way real quick. 2 cards of consonants, 3 Toon table of contents, and then 3 trade-ins. So what this does is this one discards you have to discard a Dragon Tuner with 1000 or less attack, which is this one, and then you draw 2 cards. And then with this one you can search a Blue Eyes White Dragon. With the Toon table of contents you can search a Toon card, and this is basically just for creating counters for the libraries. And then you search one of those, search a 3rd copy, and then you search the Toon Dragon. And with the trade-ins, 3 of you can discard any of the Blue Eyes White Dragons, and they're all level 8, and then you can also draw 2 cards. So this is basically just to collect counters and then draw a lot of cards by discarding all of those, searching more cards, thinning out your deck. Solid stuff. Now we get to the Bamboo engine, which is 1 Broken Bamboo Sword, 2 Cursed Bamboo Swords, and 3 Golden Bamboo Swords. Those draw you 2 cards if you control a Bamboo Equip spell. The Broken Bamboo Sword does nothing, it's just a Bamboo Equip spell, gains your counter, and also enabled to the Golden Bamboo Swords. And the Cursed Bamboo Swords also enable the Golden Bamboo Swords, but also they're sent to the graveyard, which there's a neat little interaction with the next spell card I'm going to show you. They are going to search you a Bamboo Sword card, so they refill each other as well. And now the next one is another Equip spell, which is 2 Wonder Wands. You can equip it to a spellcaster monster. It can attack directly, which doesn't matter at all in this case, but also you can use the other effect of this card to send the monster you equipped this to the graveyard, and then draw 2 cards. So you can equip your library with the Cursed Bamboo Sword, for example, and this one as well, send it to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, and then also search a bamboo card from this one. Pretty neat. Then there's the Upstart Goblin, it's a draw 1. There's the 1 Day of Peace, draw 1 for your opponent as well, which is bad if you're playing like at a locals or whatever with hand traps and stuff. But it's another counter, it draws your card. It's basically perfect for this deck. And also I play 1 Pot of Duality, which is a hard once per turn. We don't special summon, we don't do anything of that. So it's basically another Upstart Goblin of sorts, with the only exception that it even like you can choose which card you want off the top of your deck. So those 3 are also pretty neat. Next one is we play 3 Cup of Ace, which is basically cost a coin, and then head you draw 2 cards, tails your opponent draws 2 cards. I can't tell you how often I activated this card like twice in a row, and both times my opponent drew cards. So for example, I played my friend with 2 Dracos, and he started his turn with like 9 cards in hand, whatever, something like that. Yeah, 10 maybe even, I don't know. It was pretty tough. So yeah, but it generates counters. Sometimes when you hit it, it draws you 2 cards. Sometimes I even activated it 3 times and drew 6 cards basically, which is super lucky but also super rare. So yeah, it's still a solid inclusion for this deck. Then, since you might have noticed, some of those cards only work in certain situations, so sometimes you might have some bricky hands or like dead cards in hand or whatever. For this we have 3 magical mallets, which you can put any amount of cards from your hand back into the deck and then draws the same amount of cards, so it's a -1, but it helps you unbrick your hands and also generates counters for the libraries. And then the last card we have is the one, the only, the almighty double summon. Basically, since we play 3 libraries, if you normal summon one, you can use double summon to summon the other one, then generate extra counters, draw extra cards. And now that I've shown you the deck profile, I just want to show you real quick. I mean, the deck's pretty straightforward, and if you watch the video until here, then you can probably tell how it goes. Normal summon the library and then activate as many spell cards as you can while drawing cards in the meantime, using draw spells and whatnot. But just to show you how it goes, I will try to do a test hand here real quick. Now I have to say that this deck isn't really consistent. As one friend of mine likes to put it, 20% of the time it works 100% of the time, so it's almost literally, because you're playing Cup of Ace, it's almost literally a coin flip. So let's see what we can do with our first test hand here. That's a pretty good start. Now if we draw a library, well, never mind. Yeah, see, that's a dead hand because we don't have a trade-in to discard the Blue Eyes White Dragon. We don't have a trade-in to discard the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon that we could search with this one. We don't have a library, which is the most important thing. We don't have a White Stone of Legend to discard for this one. So yeah, nothing to do here. Let's see what we can do with the next test hand. So yeah, shuffling a little bit, and now let's see. Exodia pieces, opening Exodia pieces is not good until you open all 5 of them, which basically never happens. So, well, in this case, it's almost a dead hand, I would say, because you didn't open the library again, but you can discard the White Stone of Legend. So let's just do that real quick, draw 2 cards. And then, well, we still didn't draw the library, but we drew the trade-in, and also because of the White Stone, we can search a Blue Eyes White Dragon. So the hand isn't totally dead yet. But let's see, now we're discarding the Blue Eyes White Dragon to draw cards. And now the hand is dead because we have 3 Exodia pieces. Exodia pieces don't do anything. You basically want to draw them by the end when your engine is completely going already. And then we have 3 cards that we can't do anything with, so dead hand again. Let's see how hand number 3 will do. So test hand number 3. Oh, we opened the library, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's not insane, but we can work with that, right? So normal summoning the library, then using double summon. Now you don't have to do your second normal summon the instant you activate double summon, so you can just activate it to gain counters and normal summon later on. Then we will activate the Wonder Wand, equipping it to the library, and using Cup of Ace. Now, just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna pretend that we tossed the coin and landed on heads. So we're gonna draw 2 cards, which is Upside Goblin and Pot of Duality, which is pretty dope actually. Insane almost. And this has in total generated us 3 counters, so we can remove them to draw another card. Actually, let me put this a little on display here. So this is our board, right? So this goes to the graveyard, this equip, and now this is our hand. Now we will activate the Upstart Goblin to draw a card and then place 1 counter on the library. Now we will use trade-in, discarding the White Dragon, drawing us another 2 cards. And another counter for the library. And now keep in mind, we equip the Wonder Wand to the library, and we can technically use its effect now or later to send this to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. But if we use this one as well, and we use this card's effect, for example, to send it to graveyard and draw 2, this one's won't trigger, so we basically lost a card right there. So keep in mind that if you draw the second Wonder Wand, you have to wait until you get to your second library with a double summon, so you can almost summon it again and equip it to the second one, to not lose out on the advantage, right? Just keep that in mind real quick. Then I will activate Pot of Duality, excavating 3 cards and drawing 1 of those. So yeah, that's pretty good, I would say. Is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So we'll take the library, shuffling back the White Stone of Legend and the Magical Mallet. Hand's not too bricky right now, so we don't really need it. That's this one. Then we remove 3 counters again. We would have gained, it was a 2. We gained the 3rd counter due to duality. Remove it to draw 1 card. Now, this is kind of unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter. We're gonna normal summon it, and then we can start this chain by activating Toon Table of Contents, and then searching a Toon Table of Contents with it. Then using the second Toon Table of Contents to search the 3rd Toon Table of Contents. and then use the third toon table of contents to search us the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, which has generated us, in this case, since we have 2 libraries on field, 6 counters, making us draw 2 cards. And so that is what we shall do right here. Those go to the graveyard. Both of those gain 3 counters. Now we remove them to draw 2 cards. Now we drew an Exodia piece. As I mentioned before, this is not too optimal because they don't gain us any advantage. But it doesn't matter too much. I'm gonna equip this second Wonder Wand to the second library and both gain a counter. Then I can use the trade-in to discard the Toon Dragon that we just searched to draw 2 more cards. Then both gain another counter. And then I will activate 1 Day of Peace to draw 1 more card. And then those go up to 3. I remove the counters to draw 2 more cards. Now another Exodia piece. Do we have any? No, we don't actually. Okay, so we don't have any white stones to discard for the cards of consonance. We do have 2 cups of ace though. Now, just for the sake of video, I would usually say, well, let's just pretend they go on heads. But since we have 2 in hand, I would actually say, let's pretend one of those doesn't get us to draw, right? One of them gives the opponent a draw. We activate both of those, gaining us 2 counters. One of them flops, one of them goes on heads, so we draw 2 cards. And then we equip this one, for example, with the Broken Bamboo Sword, gaining us another counter and drawing us 1 card each. So this is another Exodia piece, but it's okay because we drew the White Stone of Legend, which we are going to discard with cards of consonance, drawing us 2 more cards, another Exodia piece, and a Golden Bamboo Sword, which is actually insane. Now this gains us 1 counter each for both of those. Then we can search out a Blue Eyes White Dragon because we discarded the White Stone of Legend. And now since we equipped the Bamboo Sword, we can activate the Golden Bamboo Sword to draw us 2 cards, bumping those up to 2 counters. And then we can use the trade-in that we just drew, discarding the Blue Eyes White Dragon, drawing us another 2 cards, bumping those up to 3, and then drawing us another 2 cards. This is the 4th Exodia piece right here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, oh, actually, those are 5 Exodia pieces already, so we've won the duel. So this one was the game-ending draw, but since we like drawing cards and since we like going plus and FTKing, drawing our entire deck, let's see what we can still do here. Now we have another White Stone of Legend cards of consonance. We could draw more cards right here. And now keep in mind also you shouldn't FTK yourself. We have 2 more cards left in deck, and those is 1 counter I think per library, so those go to grave. And do we have another Blue Eyes in grave? Because the effect of White Stone of Legend is not optional, so if you send it to the graveyard you would have to search technically, unless you can prove somehow that you don't have any targets. Since we only play 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons and 2 are in the graveyard, we don't have any targets, so we can't add us anymore. So those 2 cards we know for sure are no Blue Eyes White Dragons. Now what we could do is activate the last Golden Bamboo Sword, drawing us 2 more cards, and then bumping those up to 2. And we don't have any cards more in deck, so we have 7 cards left in hand, 8 cards actually. But this is necessary because we have the 5 Exodia pieces. We've won the duel, and the enemy didn't even have a turn. The enemy didn't even get a draw phase before we won the duel. But at the same time, remember this is our 3rd or 4th test hand. I forget exactly right now. So yeah, 25% chance so far. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then leave a like and a comment. I would appreciate it a lot. I like to hear your guys' opinions. If you didn't like it, then tell me as well, because I'm always looking to improve my content. And even though I'm not uploading too frequently or as much as I would like to, because of real life stuff and whatever, things come up, I still enjoy making those videos and talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, showing deck profiles and about all the text that me and my friends come up with and stuff. So I hope you enjoy as much as I do. And other than that, guys, I can just say have a nice day. See you next time on my channel. Goodbye.